Finally, we are back on a normal schedule. I will be doing more news videos, hopefully daily. So before we begin this video, make sure to drop a like on this video and share it around, guys. It is a known fact that non-leftist political channels are being suppressed on YouTube, and the only way to fight back is with you supporting the content through liking and sharing it. Also, make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss any of our next videos. Honestly, I'm at a loss for words on this one. I don't even know how to begin this video. We have a weird article today talking about a non-issue again, which is not new to the SJW left. Somehow this got past an editor on the New York Times. You can summarize this article pretty easily by saying that women are babies that can't bring themselves to perform a normal bodily function because of the Pootriarchy, which is a word that was used in the article unironically. The article begins with 3 anecdotes about women in the workplace. The first one is about a woman that is so ashamed of pooping in her office that she goes across the street to an hotel so she can use the restroom over there. That woman conveniently has a friend who also works at an office environment, and she carries around with her a book of matches and a can of air freshener in her purse. She is more willing to set off a fire alarm than leaving any odor in the bathroom. That woman also has a friend who works in an office, and she is so ashamed of doing the deed that she goes in and does it as fast as it would take her to pee, which obviously has led to some problems, including a hemorrhoid. Now, anecdotes aside, and assuming that those are real, there isn't any real issue presented here that you can blame on the quote-unquote Pootriarchy. It all boils down to stop being a snowflake and take a shit already. Why should I give a shit if you're too self-conscious to go to the bathroom and perform a normal bodily function? That's a you problem created by you. Not only is it a non-issue, they are trying now to make it more legitimate by citing a Canadian survey as a proof. In that survey, 71% of the 1,000 women asked said that they would go to great lengths to avoid using a public bathroom, which is something I can easily believe. I would attribute that aversion to public bathrooms to the lack of cleanliness in them, the lack of comfort and privacy, rather than it being women poop shamed. There's a whole bit about it in the first American Pie movie, if you guys can remember it, where Fitch can't take a shit in school but only in his home. It's not a women's issue, but rather a personal issue, and it's a non-issue for society. You guys need to grow up already and go to the bathroom without blaming men for it. You can even use it for your advantage. When I was in the army or at work, I would always use the bathroom and take my time there. First of all, it was a great way to get some alone time and a break from work. If you're a non-smoker, it's probably the only acceptable way to get your employer or commanding officer off your back for not doing any work. It's nature's call, and people respect that fact. That's why every time I'm late to anywhere, I'll use it as an excuse, unashamed. If I was late to class and the teacher would ask me why, I would always say I had to take a massive unavoidable shit unapologetically. Other than a slight laughter from the crowd or some awkwardness, you won't get any pushback. So if I can use it to that extreme, they can definitely grow the fuck up and use it for their biological needs and not get any hemorrhoids issues. There is no Pootriarchy, just some snowflakes that need to get over themselves and take a shit already. Yes, some men and women don't like to think about people taking a shit, but if they won't date you or associate with you for a simple bodily function that they perform themselves, they are as crazy as the chicks who wrote this article and the editor that approved it. I just want to leave you guys with a funny quote from the article so you can laugh together with me at them. Historians have long noted that public facilities were created for and built by men, and bathrooms are no exceptions. Most architects are men, most plumbers are men, and early public facilities were tailored to the white men, and then later white women, who were engaging in public life enough to use them. Now, I don't know how bathroom can be race specific or even gender specific unless it's just urinals. Yes, they are in fact right that most plumbers are men, but you won't see any feminist fighting for women to be equally represented there because their job doesn't equate any power or prestige in the public, even though it pays really well, which we can easily attribute to the fact that most women don't like that kind of work by their personal preference.